first we have to protect local so we can conquer local. And we know that local businesses are hurting. And there's no question about that. And this is accelerating their need to be able to shift to digital. And with every problem is an opportunity. And marketers know that. Marketers never see problems. They just see more opportunities. And we see that local businesses, they're not even doing simple things like updating their Google My Business. They're not even making little videos telling people that they're open, and they need to be telling people that they're open every day. They need to be getting their message out there across all these different channels. And us as partners, we are like emergency room surgeons. We are like 911 first responder folks that are helping these struggling businesses. And by helping them, that's how we're able to drive income for ourselves. That's how we're able to restart the economy. And Brendan King, who's the CEO of Vendasta, he reached out to me, I want to say it was a couple months ago, and he said, Dennis, we've got to do something about this. Let's put on some training. Can you put together your very best training? And Vendasta will pay for it. And we'll just help anyone who wants to become a digital marketing expert, to be able to run their own agency to service local businesses. Let's figure out what the best path is to help them get there. And that's what this program is. It's the weekly live calls. It is the training in the learning management system that you guys are getting access to. It's all the guides that we have on how you do everything. How you set up a Google Tag Manager, how you make a 1-minute video, how you use your cell phone or Blue Yeti mic to be able to do a Zoom webinar. How do you pimp out your LinkedIn? How do you do all these different things? Not theoretical, keynote speeches around, how we all need to have a great mindset, and that's good too. But this is practical. How do you do things step by step? And thus, if you haven't been to any of our calls before, you'll see that we go immediately into how we do stuff. And I ask you to put yourself on video. I ask you to, which is scary. I ask you to do the exercises with us, monkey see, monkey do. Just so we know, because we've got 150 plus people here, let us know, yes, you have been to one of our previous weekly sessions. Just let me know in the comments, yes, you have. If not, say I'm new. All right, we're not going to bombard you. We just want to know. You guys have been here? Okay. It looks like, wow.
Lots of new friends.
2/3 of you guys are new. Fantastic. And let me know, where are you from? What city are you calling from? I know we're all in different virtual areas, but I also like to connect with people. Phoenix, Calgary, Arizona. Oh, wow. You guys are streaming in so fast, I can't even see where you're coming from. All right. And also, are you connected with me on LinkedIn? Today, we're going to cover part 2 on LinkedIn. And if you're not, then send me a connection request. And you guys know how to do LinkedIn for profiles, right? So it's a little bit different than Facebook. LinkedIn.com/in/your username. So that's mine. So I just put that. Oops. Actually, I replied to one person. I got to reply to everybody. But if you, just do a LinkedIn connection request to, here, I'll put on everyone. And go to linkedin.com/in. And you guys should be connecting with each other too. Okay.
That's actually what I did want to mention right up front. Last week we launched Conquer Local Think Tank Facebook group, which is pretty much going to be the best place to connect with everybody throughout the week, share your homework, and get feedback straight from Dennis, who's in there as well. So I do have a link here that shows you how to get that, as well as how to get to all the past episodes, since so many of you are new. So there's a big link that I just posted in the comments. I'll post it a couple times since this thing is flying so fast, but you can get access to the Facebook group, access to all the past episodes, and access to the Academy, which, spoiler, that's where Dennis is going to be sharing all of his courses in the next few weeks. So it's going to be fully laid out with templates and checklists and exercises. So if you're more of that structured learner, that's going to be your new favorite home. And it will be up and running very, very soon. So one more time, here's the big link. You can follow to all those places, and I'll keep posting out throughout the call.
All right. And if you guys, because most of you are new, the format in the beginning is we cover the homework assignment from last week. And we're going to share some of the wins, highlight some of the folks who did a really good job. Then we're going to go into exercises, which is monkey see, monkey do. I'm going to demonstrate something Or if I'm not the best expert to demonstrate how to do it, we're going to bring on someone else to demonstrate, and we're going to do it live. And it's, I'll show you and then you do it and we'll critique. And then I'll show you the next task. You guys will do it. So by the end of our session, you will have completed the items that are on that checklist. And you're going to see the full checklist, which it looks like a lot, but I'm just telling you, don't be overwhelmed. We're going to get through this all together. And if for some reason you're not able to get these items done because you haven't downloaded the app, because you don't have a camera, because you ran out of time, because, whatever it is, it's okay, because you can catch up in between. And if you're joining us new, it's totally okay that you have not done the exercises for the last few weeks, because we'll catch you up on those too. And we might even have extra sessions just for catch-up sessions for Q&A. I saw Devin had a number of questions. We're going to help you get through those particular items too, because sometimes you can maybe follow the directions, but there's some piece of clarification that you need on how to do it right? What is a why video, and why does it need to be 15 seconds or 60 seconds, or can I reuse the same content, or can I, all these questions, we'll handle all those questions. At the end of each session, we handle some Q&A, and that'll go beyond the allocated hour that we have. But to respect the time of everyone else who's here to do exercises, we like to have most of this time set for doing the exercises, but we'll stay around for a bit. For this episode, because we've got several back-to-backs, I can't stay around past the hour, but normally I'll stay around another 20 or 30 minutes. Okay? All right, Devin or Andrew, you want to highlight some of these wins?
I did want to give a few shout outs, actually. There were some really, really good ones throughout the week. Shelly Jean, you are crushing it. Seeing lots of good content in the Think Tank Face group already, video content. I saw videos from Joe Lockett, Mitch Slater, so shout outs to you guys. Tanya Wren said, I finally overcame my fear of videos and did my first one on LinkedIn this week. So a virtual round of applause for her. In fact, I'm going to post Tanya's video. So everyone go to Tanya's video here on LinkedIn and give it a like or a comment, even better a comment, since we learned last week how much more weighted that is on the LinkedIn algorithm, and show Tanya some love, because it does take courage to do the selfie videos and get them up. Today, I think, Dennis, we can go a couple ways. If you wanted to do the homework and review some of that first, or if you want to kind of save that for last and go over finishing the LinkedIn module, we're happy to go either way.
Yep. So let's go into LinkedIn, and I'm going to share my screen. And by the way, any documents that you see here, we are posting in the group and learning management system. So don't freak out over, well, where do you get that document? Or don't email me for that document. You'll be able to get them inside the groups that we have. Okay. All right, I'm sharing my screen here. Can you guys see it? Tell me yes if you can see my screen. I'm actually inside Basecamp. Yeah. Now I'm shifting over to Facebook. I'm shifting over to LinkedIn. Oh, look, 41 new connection requests. You guys are coming in. That is awesome. So yes, you can see this. And tell me no if you can't see this okay. I want to know if anyone's stuck. You don't want to be stuck at this point. Now, some of you do not have your phone with you, but if you do, hold it up to the screen so I can see it. I want to see that you have a phone. And if you have your video off, maybe you don't like your hair or for some reason. I want to see that too, because we got to be willing to be honest with ourselves. And maybe Devin or Andrew, you could put this into grid mode so that we can see everybody together for a moment. Okay. And I want to see that LinkedIn is on your home screen for the app. Okay. And I want you to go to the LinkedIn app. Do you have the LinkedIn app? Tell me yes if you have it, no if you do not have the LinkedIn app. Okay. Okay, so if you don't, then go to the App Store or Google Play Store and download the LinkedIn app. There's some things that you can do in the app that you cannot do on desktop. And you're going to see why this is important when you're growing your agency, when you're getting more clients. And those of you who are new, actually one more question. Tell me which of these 3 stages you're in. You haven't gotten your first client. right? So just say new agency if you haven't gotten your first client and you want to get to your first client. Or two, say 10K if your goal is to get to $10,000 a month, but you haven't gotten there. You got a client, but you want to get to $10,000 a month. Or say scale if you are over 10K a month, but you're trying to get to $1 million plus, just to get a sense of where you guys are. And by the way, this training is good for everyone here. We're going to cover fundamentals. We service folks like Omnicom, and they're the world's largest agency, and they're still going through things like this. Okay, we have a mix. What do you guys notice? It's probably, everyone can see this, right? You guys can see the comments? 30K trying to scale, new agency, very small business. Okay, well, the small mean you have a couple clients and you're less than 10K. This is for agency partners. These are for people that want to serve local businesses. Okay, few clients less than 10K. Okay, now LinkedIn is where you're going to make your money. We're going to make money together in a non-spam way. Now, most of the time you see people on LinkedIn making that connection request and then immediately trying to ask you for a demo or money. Don't be like that. This is the way we're going to do it. Now, on your link, now I'm going to switch over to desktop just to show you for a moment. Okay. Wow, 54 connection requests. So the first thing you do when you get to LinkedIn, do this every day, is you want to check your connection requests, messages, and notifications and clear these down to 0. And what I like to do is, and you guys can follow along and do this as well, is if we have at least 10 connections in common, now it depends on how many connections you, but I've got 22,000. The limit's 30,000. So I'm going to hit that soon. If it looks like they have a decent job title and enough connections in common, then I just go ahead and click accept. Some people say, I only accept them when they have a message. Like Julie said, which is smart, member of Conquer Local Think Tank, looking forward to connecting. So I would accept that because she has a welcome message. You usually should personalize. I find that it's just generally better now to accept more connection requests because it allows your reach to be bigger. And not just because you're trying to get likes, shares, and comments, but because you're trying to activate what's called a weak connection, which is a friend of friend connection. So if the average person has 400 friends and you have 500 people, that gives you, 20,000 in terms of potential reach. And it's the friend of a friend that is going to become your client. Because that's when someone engages on your content and that friend of that person, of your connection, is a small business that needs help, that's how they're going to find out about you. And this is what I've done for the last 20 years. I'm telling you, it works like crazy. Then check your messages. The messages will also include the things that people just said. So you can see here, Julie said, a member of the Conquer Local Think Tank, right? Now I could reply with a picture or an attachment, but notice that if I try to use an attachment, I can't go to the camera. And that's very important. That's why we're using the app, okay? So I'm going to, I got to move this little Zoom chat thing out of the way. Cancel.
While you're moving things around, Dennis, we had a question from Cliff. Do you accept the people who are clearly just trying to sell to you?
No.
Pretty obvious.
I don't, because you know what happens. Like, why would you openly walk into a place full of mosquitoes unless you just want to torture yourself? Okay. Now, I'm going to stop the share for a moment because I want you to see me. I'm back on LinkedIn, okay? And I go to my mailbox, which is in the top right. Do this. I want you to hold up your phone and go to the mailbox inside the LinkedIn app so I know that you can't tell me you didn't know where this was, because people ask later, they say, oh, where is it? I want you to hold up your phone and go to your messages. And you'll see all these people that have been leaving you. It could be the new connection request where they said something, or existing messages. And there's Julie. And here, I'm going to click on the plus. Right, here's her message she just sent. I'm doing it on my phone, not on the desktop. And I hit plus, and I hit the camera, or I could hit video, same thing. Now the blue is a photo, but the red is the camera. And then I'm going to go like this, flip it, and say, Julie, I'm so honored that you're here in Conquer Local Think Tank with all 183 of us. I can't wait to see you grow together with us. So smart of you to leave a connection request and leave a message too. Okay, so there's the one I just made. And I hit the blue button for send, and there it is. Now we've replied with video. So whenever someone sends us a message, we're going to reply with video. So just so that we know that that's important, I want you to type into the comments, reply with video. Reply with video. I want to hear you guys say, reply with video. Make me happy. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Have them keep those coming in. Reply with video. Okay. And let's go to the next one. Here's a friend. He says, I'm loving your 1-minute video training on Digital Marketer Elite, which, by the way, is not free anymore. It was free for last month. Oh, by the way, if you want that here, send a note to operations@blitzmetrics.com. We'll unlock that for you. It's a $300 training. You've opened my eyes to how Facebook personal branding marketing works. Truly inspiring. It'd be great to connect. Are you open to connecting? This person just sent this a couple minutes ago. When you get a request like this, never say no. But never say yes either, unless it's someone for sure you want to talk to. And Mari Smith taught me that if someone asks you for your time to be on a Zoom, to do a webinar, to do a live together, say yes. Either say hell, but only if it's hell yes. Otherwise, give a polite decline or give a maybe, but not say no. Never say no. So this is the way I'm going to say, this guy, I don't think he has, maybe he has a big enough connection base, but I'm going to give him a maybe. But watch how I do the maybe. Hey, Ahmad, thanks so much for reaching out. You're here live in front of 180 plus of our friends. I'm facing the camera outward so you can see me and see all of our friends here. If you make a 1-minute video about what you've learned in DM Elite, I would love to be able to interview you about that and about your results, because we're always sharing from what we learned from our own direct experience. And Ahmad, that's for you. Okay, so notice what I did. I didn't say, yes, let's just hop on the phone. Now, if they're a potential client, I'll just hop on the phone, because people are at home. They can't give an excuse. They're not traveling. I'm not traveling. I had 12 conferences cancel on me in the last couple months, right? That's a lot of miles I would have done. But actually, our business is going up because I'm connecting more people. So there, I just left him a video message. I do that all the time. And then because we practice what we preach, if I'm getting potential clients, if I'm getting teammates, if I'm getting other people in the community to be making 1-minute videos, and I'm honoring them because of the wins that they have, then that's building my personal brand, that's building their brand, and it's also screening them on whether they're going to be a good client or not. Isn't that awesome? So now I want you to go into your messages. Here's our first exercise. Well, beyond making sure you have the app. Go to your messages and reply with video. Okay, so we'll take a pause for 1.5 minutes, and it'll take you 15 seconds to reply with video.
Awesome. Dennis, do you want me to try the gallery view?
Yeah, let's do that. And I want to see all you guys making your videos. Mute out, of course. Make sure you're on mute. And if you don't have any messages to reply to, check your notifications, and we'll go back to my LinkedIn, and I'll show you how that works. And it could be a message from a long time ago. You know what I like to do? I'll have messages that were from 3 or 4 years ago, and I'll reply to someone saying, hey, you know, I was just going through my inbox, and I noticed we had this conversation 3 years ago. Imagine it's been 3 years. Hey, I want to check and see how you're doing, right? Did you ever do that one thing?
Hey, Brad, got your connection request. Happy to connect. If you're not part of the
Andrew, you got it. You
local think tank, it would be great to.
If you're making a video, make sure you mute.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, and we don't reply to obvious spam.
He's showing off.
Okay, now tell me, did you do that? Now, if you don't have any messages, that's fine. And by the way, I never delete messages. I'll archive them. So tell me, if you did it, then I want you to reply in our chat here, reply with video. Did you do it? Or maybe the answer is no, because for some reason you don't have any messages. Okay, reply with video, reply with video. Okay. Now this sounds really simple and fundamental. People will be like, oh, it can't be this simple. It is this simple. You want to build your agency? You want to build connections? A lot of my friends are speakers, and they make their money by speaking at conferences, and they're worried that their revenue went down because they're not able to close deals and things like that, sell their books from stage. Guess what the power of a conference is? It's when you meet people in person. So this is the same thing, 15-second video. Oh, I don't have time. I don't know, Dennis, how you do that, 200 per day. Okay, they take me 15 seconds each. If I can do 3 in a minute, I can get the whole thing knocked out in an hour, right? Are you so busy you don't have an hour or you have so much business, you don't need this, right? Okay. Shan says, I'll reply to all once I get dressed. Okay, you know, I don't even care. Look, I have gym shorts on underneath here. I've got this is business on top and professional, or whatever. It's like the mullet or whatever it's called, right? Video sent hot. You know what? The ones that you send that where you don't look the best are actually the ones people resonate with the most, because it's like the life. If you guys are solopreneurs and you work from home or something like that, you know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, business in front, party in back. Thank you, Josh Wheeler. All right, now I'm going to go back to my LinkedIn. I'm going to show you a few more things so we can follow along. Okay, 59 connection requests. And if you send a message, obviously I have to practice what I preach, so I'm going to have to reply to you with a video, right? Okay, now let's look at my notifications and be ready to look at your notifications. And what I want you to do is click like on 20 pieces, or it could be either home in your feed or off your notifications. And what we're looking for is when I have a piece of content that's resonating, my content or someone else's content. Like here, I posted this yesterday. It's gotten 100 reactions and 30 comments. The more there is, the more effort I'm going to put. Why? Because look, I'll show you. So I wrote this post yesterday evening. I said my income got smashed to pieces because I put all the courses out there for free, which is true. And then I said, and there's all these people trying to talk about get rich quick, and there's all people that are hurting. So it feels like there's just two kinds of people in the world. But I see there's a silver lining here, because with this economic disaster, this is an opportunity to help people get on the digital and be able to create jobs at the same time. And I want to help be a part of this marketplace, right? And you can see 7,000 views. By the way, the view count is an indicator of whether you're going to get more reach. If I look at my engagement relative to my views, that tells me when I'm going to peter out. And what I want to see is that if my engagement rate, which is the likes plus comments divided by the views, is at least 1.5%, then it's going to keep going. If it's less than 1.5%, then this thing's basically died in the newsfeed. Okay. Now, because it's already gotten 100 people who have liked it and 37 people that comment, if I comment back to their stuff, or I just have a general comment here, then all these people are getting notifications. Notifications is up here on the right? That little alarm bell thing. And what can I say? I could say, so many of us are willing to work, but don't have jobs. So I'm using so twice, I shouldn't have, but that's okay. So let's train up the new batch of digital entrepreneurs. And then I'm not just going to make a statement. I want people to reply. So I'll say, shall we? Or do you agree? Right? I don't want to pretend like I'm the super knowledgeable, whatever. So here's somebody, Chief Strategy Officer. I agree with the comment about people faking screenshots with 6 to 7 figure. Similar. Okay. So then I'm also using shortcuts, text shortcuts. So if I do thank you, I do TY. That goes to thank you very much. You guys know how to do the keyboard shortcuts? By the way, type in yes if you're using keyboard shortcuts, or no if you're not using keyboard shortcuts. I want to know, you guys, keyboard shortcuts are so key. Keyboard shortcuts. No. Okay. Look, you can have keyboard shortcuts on Mac and PC, and you can do it on desktop and inside the app or inside the phone. So here, I'm going to my preferences, and I go to the keyboard down here. See that keyboard? Okay. Then I go to text, and then I can add these plus and minus things. Now, I've seen people screw with other people's phones at dinner where they go off to the bathroom and someone comes in and messes with the keyboard shortcut. So if I type in, I could have one that says Devin, and I'll just say Devin H. Because if I type in Devin, then the whole thing will suggest, and I'll say, maybe that text is Devin Henning is an amazing friend of mine. And I've had people do text replacements on my phone when I've stepped away and used bad words here. Like choose any random word like the, and then it replaces with a word you don't want, right? And you can even have whole paragraphs of things with, paragraph returns and all that. So there's that. And and then I like to tag people. Thank you very much. So that's a shortcut I have. Thank you very much, Sandeep. By the way, and then I'll say Devin H. Oops, Devin H. Boom. See how I did that? By the way, when you reply, you want to have 1 line per sentence. Follow him. Okay? See that? Now, I'm going to reply to everyone. And notice here, I could reply with a video. So if I come into LinkedIn, and now I'm going to, on the app. So I'm going to stop the share so you can see my face made for radio. So I'm back to the LinkedIn app. I'm looking at the notifications. Notifications is the bottom here. And I'll see that people are liking, commenting, and sharing. And I can reply to these people. Actually, on the comment, you can't reply with a video. But I can reply with a picture. I can reply with all kinds of things. You want to have in your library a bunch of items of your key training diagrams of what you do, of you speaking, of like any of these kinds of situations. Think of it as like a better emoji, but it's who you actually are, right? And you're going to be replying as much as you.
What happened?
Uh-oh, I think he cut out, but we'll give him a second to come back in.
We lost Dennis.
We did lose Dennis, but he should be back. I think he's got a couple. It's funny. He's got a house with a couple Wi-Fi networks in it. So usually he'll just hop on the next one and come right back. In the meantime, it is another good chance to mention, because I see a lot of you asking it in the chat, where all the training is and where all the past episodes are and everything like that. And that is accessible through that link. So I know it's an ugly Google Docs link, but if you follow that, you're going to get to go to 3 places. One is the Facebook group, and that has all the links to the past episodes. There's a community link, which has the links to the past episodes. And there's the sign up for the free Conquer Local Academy, which is where he's actually going to be putting all of his courses that are coming up. We are about a week away from having the first full Dennis course in there. But you guys are getting the sneak peek. We've been doing this for a couple of weeks, and all this content is going to be summarized and recorded via video and accessible with all of his templates, his exercises, his checklists, just so that it's kind of in a more neat list.
And hey, Devin, there was the one thing that he mentioned, the 300. There was normally 300 that he did last month that he was saying that we should go in and request. Is that part of this too?
Yeah, I think he mentioned he had a guide that if you email operations@blitzmetrics.com, that's the 300 thing he was talking about. So I can type that into here too, blitzmetrics.com, operations@blitzmetrics.com. He probably will ask you to do a video to get access to the content, but it's good practice, It's it's classic Dennis. So while we're waiting for him to come back on board. Oh, Dennis.
Yes.
Hey, welcome back.
Look at this. You get a view of my studio and all the cameras and things here. I'm doing this off my phone. I'm not doing it off of this. I'm not using my lav mic. I'm not using any of these items. So you're going to actually see if I can do this off of my phone. I'm going to walk outside and show you that I'm able to do this off of my phone. So any of you guys that say that you don't have shoes, we're going outside, we're going to go up to the park, and I'm going to show you how to do this, okay? Have you guys ever seen somebody switch to switch to mobile and show you how and teach a webinar from the phone on how to do stuff on LinkedIn? Here's something really cool. So we're here on Zoom. Did you know Zoom has a mobile app? So then what I can do here is check this out. If you go to the bottom, I know you can't see this in your app, but I can share my screen. Check this out. And we can do all the same stuff that we're doing. So it says start broadcast, 3, 2, 1. And now you guys can see my screen. All right? Now tell me yes if you can see my screen. And tell me, what do you see on my screen? What do you see?
Oh,
Yeah. Isn't that awesome? So now you see, like, here I'm on Facebook, but we're talking about LinkedIn. Oh, look, Brian Eisenberg. Look, can you see this? He says, today I turned 50. We celebrated our 40th birthday together, living like never before in history, grateful for home and family. Okay, now I could click like or love or whatnot. You see that? So I'll click love, mouse over it. But then I'm going to say, here, I go to the camera roll. You see this? I'm going to hit the camera in the top left, and I'm going to flip it so they can see me. And hey, Brian Eisenberg, greetings from 185 of us here on this Zoom call. I saw that you just turned 50. Holy moly. 50 is the new 40. And I'm so grateful to be your friend. I've learned so much from you, and you've done so much for me. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you. Okay, there. Then I just hit next and post it. There it is. See that? Now, what did I do? Type in the comments. What did I do? Reply with video, right? There it is, right? Isn't that way better than some cheesy GIF or text happy birthday? Isn't that awesome? Should be doing that. Reply with video. You guys seeing that? Okay. Now I'm going to go back to LinkedIn. So we're going to go through those exercises. Now I did produce a one-page checklist, which I guess I could pull up my mail and show you, but I just want to be live with you here. Look at all these connection requests. Oh, you guys are awesome. Lynn, right? Reply to Lynn. I'm going to accept it and then reply with a video. But let's go back to my notifications. This is what I was showing you before. Okay. And look. Okay. So you can see like this one here, 190 reactions, 12 comments. So the more I engage on something that already has gotten some traction, the more notifications other people are going to see. Now, please do not take this as a license to spam. All right. But just look. Let me just show you how this works. So I made this post a week ago. Can you imagine that? It's still alive. Now on Facebook, you have maybe 48 hours. And Twitter, you have 15 minutes. And YouTube, you have, a year or two, depending. But in LinkedIn, you actually can get power a week later. You can still double or triple your traffic. Now you can see here, this post got 13,000 views, partly because I have 20,000 connections, which don't get a whole bunch of crap connections just for the sake of it. Have people who actually would be on there and say something interesting, because you're known by who you're with, right? You want people who are having good dialogue, because then other people are like, okay, this person, he's around, she's around good people. And of these people that are liking and commenting, you want to reply back to all of them. So she says, okay, so the story was, there's a girl who was trying to get a job, but she shot herself in the foot because she overrepresented herself. But I hired her anyway, because I've known her for a long time. And I know she means well. And in a panic, people just don't listen, right? Okay, so here she said, super kind of you. So you want to show empathy, right? Every one of the posts, I'm showing empathy, and then I'm turning it into a larger message. And the message has a very light call to action. That's what I'm doing in every one of these posts. You may say like, oh, now I see it. I see what Dennis is doing. Okay, so she said this, and then I'm going to say hi. And who is it that's telling me with females you want to say hi, and guys you want to say hey? So you never hey a female? It's kind of interesting. So hey, Amy. There she is. I've tagged her. And I can use my keyboard shortcuts, TY. Thank you very much. We are all 911 operators. By the way, and then I can just show you, I use this keyboard shortcut, Devin H. There it
check
is.
911.
Follow him. Okay, see? Are you guys using you should be using keyboard shortcuts. It's pretty easy to do. How about let's take a 1-minute break and you guys make a keyboard shortcut. You can do it here on iPhone. You can do it on the desktop. I'll show you here on my phone. Isn't that cool on Zoom? You can do this here. I can show you my phone. So look, I'm going into settings. And I think, is it under general and keyboard? Yeah, general, keyboard. Then text replacement. Now you see this? Like here, I have like, oh, they have a credit card number there. That one's not valid anymore. So here, look at this. JCLA, that's my shortcut. If I type in JCLA, it replaces it with this whole thing. I can do this inside email. I can do this on Facebook. I could do it anywhere, right? So if I come back to LinkedIn, think about the things that you say over and over again. After this call's over, I want you to make a dozen text replacements. These little keyboard shortcuts on the most common things you say, like, oh, but make sure it's generic enough. I would love to schedule a time to talk to you, or hey, or here's my address, or here's like all the things that you don't have to type out anymore. You just use that shortcut, that text replacement. Okay, and you can see people are saying stuff, I'm replying to it, and I could just say here, join JCLA. There.
Hey,
Now
Dennis, help us,
Yes, Deb.
because I just got another question here. Nikki shared that they use text replacement for Calendly scheduling and for websites.
Yeah.
Help us connect the dots with this, what you're showing, which is a lot of community management, rapid community management, and maybe lead generation. How does this turn into acquisition and business?
So I'm going to show you something which I've never seen anyone else do. But in hindsight, I think you're going to say, dang, that's genius. So first off, know that, like, you guys know that I'm an engineer and I love to automate. And there's all kinds of benefits to automation. So let's say that I drive people to a landing page. Like here's a landing page saying, here's our master presentation. There's all this stuff. There's a video greeting from me saying, hey, this is welcome. Here's a great asset. This is why this is so important. This is why it's for you. You should buy it, right? And would you like this kind of benefit? That the landing page, okay? And then people come in, they put in their credit card, or they buy some consulting, or they go to the Calendly and they set up a time, or they do something where the beauty of marketing automation is that you have automation, right? I don't need to explain to you automation. I'm an automation engineer. I've been doing this for 23 years, automating things. I want you to do things, unless you're already so successful or whatever. Because of this crisis time we're in, I want you to do things that are not automatable. So that's why you'll see that I've been saying send a note to operations@blitzmetrics.com with the subject line, and I'll choose a subject line. Like if I did a special live with Devin, then I would say, use the subject line, I love Devin, and send it to operations@blitzmetrics.com. That is my landing page. My email address is my landing page, okay? And that way I know where the leads are coming from, and then I have virtual assistants that are coming in, and they're filtering things, okay? So if I do love is kind I'm in my Gmail. See, everything I'm doing off of apps. You should get all the apps that I have here. Okay, so here are these people. Here's one, Cairo guy. This one just came in. Goal, make weekly videos for my chiropractic office and boost them for $1 for 7 days. Dennis, thank you for the wonderful content provided to our Black Diamond Club group. Travis Dieterich. Travis Dieterich. Okay, and then what am I gonna do? I hit reply all. I choose attachment in the top right, go to the camera, switch it to video, have it face me, and I'll say, hey, Travis, man, I love hanging out with you and the progress we've made in the Black Diamond Club group. I'm looking forward to seeing you making 1-minute videos and boosting for $1 a day on Facebook and LinkedIn, right? And there, then I can send it, right? Takes a little while. I'm out in the park, so it takes a little while to send. You guys see what I'm doing here? Right? So this is my landing page. Look, see all these people that are coming in? Look at how many people are coming in. Love is kind, love is kind, love is kind. They're just coming in at all times of the day, midnight and 1 a.m. I've generated thousands of leads. In fact, you're probably here because you've seen this. Tell me love is kind in the comments here if you've seen this in action, just so I know. Tell me love is kind. See? So this is our new landing page. Why is this effective now? Because you'll see, like, here's somebody. They came in and they said, hey, my goal is to educate myself so I can lead my clients and partners to a better future. Okay, this is a canned reply. And from here, we drive them into automation. From here, they come into our academy. They come to, okay, you guys, I'm in the park here. This is a park here that's right next to my house. I am driving leads from my cell phone with no other technology, basically, right? If you want to grow, a lot of you guys are brand new and you want to grow your business to 10K a month. Now, before you talk about all this crazy automation, once you have like 50 people and all these tools, why don't we start with just making $10,000 a month? That's maybe 10 clients paying you $1,000 a month, or maybe 20 people paying you 500 or whatever. You know, you do the math. Let's get you, if you're new, let's get you to $10,000 a month. And then when you're $10,000 a month, depending on where you live, that should be enough to be able to pay for your family and your bills and, you know, things like that, right? Unless you've got 6 kids and you live in San Francisco, it should be enough, right? Because once you're at that point, then you're not going to be in a frantic mode. Then you're able to help other people out more. Then you're able to spend time at the playground, you know, with your kids or this kind of thing, right? So my answer to people who want lead gen and automation and all that is just be human, 15 seconds at a time. And you're going to do that on LinkedIn first. Okay. Now I'm going to go back to screen sharing because I know we got a little bit, my apologies, got disrupted because I'm on my phone now because the Wi-Fi died, but that's okay. You can see there's a backup, right? There's always a way to keep doing these things. Okay. Now let's start this again.
No one runs a webinar like Dennis. He's out in the park in his shorts and dress up shirt, as someone pointed out. But you know, time stops for no one. I love that last quote. Just be human, 15 seconds at a time.
That's right. Make a meme out of it and post it. Okay. So let's just recap. So you've got the LinkedIn app. You are looking at your connection requests. You're replying with video inside your messages. You're checking your notifications and replying to everybody, even if they argue with you, even if whatever it is. Oh, and they click like on your stuff. You should click on their profile. What happens if you click on their profile? They get a notification. You're trying to load up other people's notifications in a non-spam way. So let's see. I'll scroll down a little bit further, and let's see that this is okay. This is Jared has mentioned me. Okay, this Dennis Yu interview is a must listen for digital marketers. Blah 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 blah. Right? It got 8 likes and 1 comment, and I'm not a comment snob. It's not a ton, but notice if I say thank you, or if I comment, I'm constantly saying thank you and uplifting other people that have done good things. If you have something good, share it. If you tag me, I will share it. Then you get the power of my network. And then I look good because I'm sharing something that's good, and I, don't always have something to say. So it's good to just leverage what other people have to say, right? Or here's another one, hey, do you need more clients? I'll promote your stuff. Here, okay, this is a LinkedIn ninja hack. I said, yeah, I'll promote your services, no charge. Reply down here with all the stuff that you have, and then these people are coming in and they're replying with their stuff. Now, I was very clear about don't just give me the URL. Don't just say that you're a consultant. Give me a package. Explain what you do. Have a clear price on it. Have a URL that it's tied to. And then what I have is someone on Fancy Hands come in. So I'm going to come over here. And they are coming in and replying, and they are collecting all this stuff. And here, are you good at whatever it is? Sift through this thread, write a listicle, or write an article based on whatever it is. Are you a pro at fine? Okay, that's shopping, editing blog posts, transcribing, writing up stuff. Or I literally, things that I would do, I'm having other people do. Can you see this okay? Type in, hey, who's on? So let's mute out whoever that is. Okay. So you can see, right, that I have Fancy Hands coming in here. And by the way, I pay, I don't know, what is it, like $150 a month for 40 or 50 tasks? Yeah, here it is. Grab all the companies who meet the criteria. And then this is that LinkedIn post I just showed you. And here, I'll click on the task so you can see what happened here, right? And I just sent it from my phone. You can see my signature line here. And then can you get access? I'm like, no, you don't need any access. Just go there. And then she comes in, grabs it. She assembles a blog post on it. And I know this is it's tough to scroll on the phone. This is a little better on desktop, but I just want to show you, right? And then she's responding to each of them, making sure that each of these people meet the criteria. And then you can see that she's made the list. She's made a blog post. And then she has login. In Fancy Hands under calendar and settings, I have logins to my Southwest Airlines, to my Zoom, to my calendar, to like all this stuff. So I don't need to use Calendly. I have an executive assistant called Fancy Hands where I only pay $4 a task to do this for me. Now this one probably cost me 4 or 5 tasks, but you can see, look, she's going through the list. Can you add an hour? That means 3 more tasks. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. So if I go to the bottom, you'll see she's written this full blog post that she's posted. She's replying. Now, who's doing my community management? Now, I had to kick it off initially. Oh, and then I said, come in here and invite people to come join our weekly call, like the one you're on right now, right? I said, go ahead and post it to the blog. She posted it to the blog. There's the URL, right? How does it look, right? And this thing goes on and on. I didn't even do anything, right? It's long because of all the replies to the replies and signature thing, but you can see here that she
You have some great past episodes on virtual assistants. Dennis did a couple weeks ago. So those are absolutely ones you want to go back and watch. I think we talked about onlinejobs.ph, but Fancy Hands might be another one that we cover in future weeks.
Yeah.
Hey, Dennis, one thing I'm noticing, like, maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but like your strategies don't really work if you don't have content in the first place. But you just can't really post the content and expect it to do well. Like you have to be prolific with the interaction. Like that's really what you're showing today, how to be a prolific interactor.
Yeah.
Is that
you
true? Is that false? Where does the content
yes
come
and
from
no.
in the first place?
Yes and no, but you don't have to be Gary Vaynerchuk. Okay. Now, a lot of us, you might not realize this, but I'm the most extroverted introvert you know. If it were up to me, I would be inside programming and reading, and I can be an extrovert for an hour like today, but that is not who I normally am. You might think because I can put on a good show, and I don't have time to try to thing of, whatever, this other personality. That's just not who I am. So all you need to do as an agency, you're really just showing that you care. So here, I'm going to Facebook Messenger, right? So here's a friend. I'll be on furlough mid next week, so I want to get some education. Okay. And I just show I care. I'm like, I'm literally just caring. I'm saying, Rachel, man, I hope you can make the best of furlough. All of us are using this time. It's kind of difficult, but anything I can do to help you, let me know, right? So then I just do that, and I send it. Oh, I think I didn't press it properly. But I'm literally just showing people I care. So instead of me typing an email, I'm just replying with video. So that the whole thing with LinkedIn is that I want people to realize that if you just share here, I'll go here to home where I can see these not notifications, but like my feed, my LinkedIn feed. So here, Larry Kim said, how do you stay connected with your teams and customers? These are must-have remote tools. Now I could click like on it, but I could also say, these are awesome tools, Larry. All I'm doing is I'm saying I care. And then if this is a really good share, then I might just come here and I click the share button and I'll say, go get these tools. Tools now. Thank you. See, TY, I'm using the shortcut. And then I tag Larry. Okay, and there it is. I posted it. Now, how much effort was that? I didn't even write the dang post. Okay, now let's just keep going. Let's see what else there is. There's an ad from Vistage. You can see promoted. It's really hard to tell. Sometimes I click on the ads if it's a friend just so they can see it. There's my friend Welton. Notice he copies me. He's a great student because he follows all the things. He's a client, right? Besides adding, he serviced funeral homes. He's like dominant in funeral homes, like 170 funeral homes, paying $2,500 a month. Oh, their businesses are doing really well. Besides adding on Google, post your special message about how you're conducting business these days. Google also revealed what COVID-19 special announcement schema looks like on organic. Markup's easy to add, and he's made a video. Look,
everybody, hopefully you're all staying safe at
he's
home.
not fantastic on video.
And I want to talk about
he's kind of like me.
Google.
He's the shy Asian guy.
Also, is trying to help you
how to do some stuff
with structured data.
So he can.
As I mentioned before, is people are wondering whether you're open or not.
Snippet on.
So you can go ahead and log in.
And I'll comment on that, and I'll say super helpful, and I'll tag him. And now don't go crazy like over tagging people, okay? But there, right? and I could share that. I want to share maybe a piece of content per day, someone else's content. So if I'm just scrolling through here. So the issue of how do you make lots and lots of content and have micro transactions is micro thank yous. Susan Winograd, now she's CMO at AimClear. That's cool. This
Hey,
is
Dennis,
Dennis.
one more question.
Yeah.
Can you ask if a LinkedIn page for a client, if you manage one for a client, what is the difference? If you're doing this for yourself and your own personal brand versus for somebody else or a local business?
It depends on whether they're cooperative or not. If they're cooperative, they can do the same things we're doing here, which is responding to customers, which is what they know how to do. If they're not, then you have to be clever, and it's extra special community management. The best way, as opposed to writing ghost content which is like someone just like making a bunch of fake posts in your name, which I don't like, is you interview them on Zoom or whatnot for 30 minutes, 40 minutes on particular topics. Have a list of topics before you interview them. Then go into video editing off of Fiverr, or if you have a full-time virtual assistant, which we covered in another training, have them cut those into different pieces. And then you've got, 50 different posts.
And I think I know what you're going to say for this one, but should you be posting and commenting as your company page, as the company profile, or as a personal profile?
Either, but generally personal, because we want to be as personal as possible. All right, we only have a few more minutes left. Now, you can see here, there's pages that I manage. By the way, there's a Dennis Yu page. Why is that? Well, you have a Dennis Yu profile, like you'd see at the top, but you have a Dennis Yu page. And you have a Chris Kiocho page. Well, Chris Kiocho is a person, but he's also got a page. So why are we doing this? For the same reason that on Facebook profile, and we have a public figure page, which is a company that's called your name, because you can then boost and you have analytics against it, right? Now, boosting on LinkedIn, something we'll cover a bit later, but it's a little clunkier, but it's still okay. Now, if you look at my profile, because I know we're running low on time, you want to have 50 skills that you have listed. 50 is the limit. You can copy mine if you're a digital marketer, and you'll find they're pretty close. I'm a little heavier on things like analytics and data and databases and whatnot, but don't do the recruiter thing. Scroll down, and if you go see your skills, see these skills and endorsements? So I've got endorsements by people. Okay, see, online marketing 812, you can rearrange what order you want these things to be. So if for some reason you built your LinkedIn 10 years ago and you said Microsoft Excel and able to lift items of 40 pounds or less or whatever it is, don't have that at the top of your thing, right? Don't say customer service. People do dumb things like that. I'm sorry, the people aren't dumb. What they did was dumb. But have things that you want to be known for up here. And Larry and I have talked about this, where we know that what you choose as your skills drives what you show up for in the newsfeed. Do you hear that? Don't miss that point. What the skills that you have that you choose here and the weight of those endorsements, because LinkedIn will ask you every day, like, hey, do you want to endorse so-and-so? And are they highly skilled, or how do you know them? I sort of work with them. I work with them, right? Choose the top option on both, that you work with them on the same team and they're highly skilled on that particular thing. And that will drive, see, look, I've got 50 things here. Some of them I only have, 10 things all the way at the bottom. 69 on personal branding. I should probably move that one up, right? Leadership is too general. I don't want to use that one. AdWords is more important than that. It's more tactical. If you're an agency, you want to choose things that are slightly more tactical, because that sets the expectation with the small businesses that you know what you're doing, and you can, even if you're not technical and you're just going to outsource it to other people or you have other teammates, you still want to represent this as something your company does, okay? So it's important. Get 50 here, and then we can all just start cross-endorsing each other. So this is kind of like a follow train, not a LinkedIn, MySpace follow train, or one of those engagement pod groups. Please don't do that. I'm not advocating the same thing. But connect with me, and the first thing I do is I scroll down and I look at your most recent post, and I look at your skills. If I see that you've not updated your skills, that means that you really aren't on top of these things, right? You're really not watching what's going on. Now look at my recommendations. Now go write a recommendation. As soon as this call's over, write a recommendation for 3 people that you know and like. And when you go to them, you can click on their profile. There's Troy Ruck, who runs the internal agency of Vendasta. And he's got a recommendation for me. I got a recommendation for him. Now, some people will say, oh, well, don't give out recommendations unless they recommended you. No, that's really lame. That's like one of those, don't give a Christmas present unless they give you one. Just freely do that. Don't worry if you've given out more recommendations than you've received, because it always comes back.
Okay. Hey, Dennis, last question before we get to the homework part here. It seems like some people are having problems replying to comments with video. You can only post
pictures,
photos, not video?
Yeah. So you can post a photo, and in messages, you can reply with the video.
Good workaround. All right. Okay. So what's the homework for this week?
Okay. The homework is multifaceted. It's all around LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is your money-making tool. You can get attention on Facebook and all that, or whatever it is, but LinkedIn is where you're going to get reach, you're going to get leads, you're going to get referrals, you're in your message, they're going to come into your messages, you're going to do your little text replacement thing. So I want you to have 50 skills in your LinkedIn profile. I want you to write 3 recommendations for people that you actually can say something about. Not just, oh, so-and-so's a smart person, I would work with them. No, say something specific, right? Write good recommendations. Look at the recommendations I write as an example, and they'll come and write you recommendations, and then you can share their recommendation and all this. So they're creating content for you. Then I want you to make 3 posts. 1 post is a video post, meaning you record it to your phone and then you upload that. So how do you do that? It's very easy. You click post, then you come here and you take one of your recent videos, right? And you just post it and put a comment on it, or, whatever, 1 line. I want you to do a share post where you're sharing someone else's thing, like Larry Kim's thing. And 3 is I want you to write a story, what we call broetry. I think we covered that last time. So those are your 3 types of LinkedIn posts. And let me know how you're doing. Which one does better? The one where you have a 1-sentence text story, like what you see me doing. So if you come here and you can see the content that I've been producing. See activity, see posts. Look at these posts, right? There's a share post. There's an actual story that I showed you. This is called broetry. And then you'll see here, there'll be some videos that I share here and there, or pictures, videos, right? Something that shows that you're a person, right? There's a video, right? In fact, this one, I just shared someone else's video, Bruce Corkill, right? Now I'm elevating him, but I'm posting video, right? So do that. See, here's another one, right? I made this video, lots of video. Can you do those? So that's our homework, everybody. Comment LinkedIn if you're ready to dominate on LinkedIn. I want to hear what you guys think.
I want to see LinkedIn's right on.
Yeah.
There you go. Homework:
right.
50 skills in LinkedIn. 3 recommended. Share posts with video. Write a story. Write a story in that broetry style, which is just a text post, 1 line at a time. Thanks a lot, Dennis.
Right.
I might make a suggestion here. I think it's easiest if we all want to connect with one another on LinkedIn, because the chat just flies by so fast, it's hard to get. Why don't everybody join the Conquer Local Think Tank group on Facebook and share your LinkedIn profile in there? People can connect that way. It's going to be easier to follow. So one more time, I'm going to post that link to the Facebook group, and we'll be off to the races.